Pele, Brazil. We start in Brazil, the land of footballing magic, and there's only one name that fits: Pele. At just 17, he exploded onto the world stage in 1958, scoring in the World Cup final and instantly becoming a global sensation. Over his career, Pele won 3 World Cups, more than anyone in history, and scored over 1,000 goals. He made football beautiful, mixing samba flair with ruthless finishing. Brazil's had icons like Ronaldo Nazario, Ronaldinho, and Zico, but none captured joy and dominance like Pele. And while Pele defined Brazil's style, another South American carried the torch of genius in his own way: Lionel Messi, Argentina. For Argentina, there's Lionel Messi, a player who turned expectation into destiny. From the streets of Rosario to the grandest stages of Barcelona and Qatar, Messi redefined what consistency means. After years of near misses, he finally led Argentina to Copa America glory in 2021, and then completed the fairy tale with the World Cup in 2022. 8 Ballon d'Ors, countless records, and a legacy built on grace, not arrogance. Maradona will always be worshipped for 1986, but Messi gave Argentina everything again, this time without the chaos. And just across the border, another superstar turned his small nation into champions through pure willpower. Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't just play for Portugal, he transformed it. Before him, Portugal was admired for flair. With him, they became winners. He's football's all-time top international scorer and the man who lifted both the Euro and Nations League trophies. From humble beginnings on the island of Madeira, he built himself through obsession and discipline. Eusebio and Figo paved the road, but Ronaldo turned Portugal into a global powerhouse. And if Ronaldo embodied power, France's legend embodied pure elegance. Zinedine Zidane, France. Zinedine Zidane played football like a painter creating art in motion. In 1998, his 2 headers in the World Cup final brought France their first ever title. 2 years later, he dominated Euro 2000, the perfect blend of technique and calm under pressure. Every touch looked effortless, every pass had purpose. Thierry Henry might be France's record scorer and Mbappe might define the future, but Zidane's class made him a timeless symbol of French greatness. Speaking of class, no one in history combined leadership and style quite like Germany's football emperor. Franz Beckenbauer, Germany. Franz Beckenbauer, or Der Kaiser, changed the way defenders played forever. He invented the sweeper role, gliding out of defense to start attacks rather than just stop them. As captain, he lifted the 1974 World Cup. As manager, he did it again in 1990. Calm, elegant, and commanding, Beckenbauer was the definition of German efficiency. Gerd Müller and Lothar Matthäus were extraordinary, but Beckenbauer's influence shaped the DNA of German football itself. And while Germany was mastering order, Italy was mastering defense. Paolo Maldini, Italy. Paolo Maldini was football perfection in human form. For 25 years at AC Milan, he redefined defending, rarely fouling, always anticipating, and leading by example. With 5 Champions League titles and nearly 1,000 appearances, his career was built on loyalty and excellence. Baggio had the artistry, Totti the passion, Buffon the longevity, but Maldini was the standard of Italian class and discipline. If Maldini's game was about control, Spain's hero built an empire through calmness and precision. Andres Iniesta, Spain. Andres Iniesta is the silent genius who gave Spain its golden age. His intelligence, composure, and movement orchestrated the tiki-taka era that conquered world football. And in 2010, his extra-time strike in the World Cup final sealed Spain's first ever title. Xavi was the brain, Casillas the leader, Ramos the fighter, but Iniesta was the heartbeat. Without him, Spain's dominance from 2008 to 2012 wouldn't have existed. And while Spain built beauty through teamwork, England's greatest built history through heart. Bobby Charlton, England. Bobby Charlton is more than a legend. He's the soul of English football. A survivor of the Munich air disaster, he became the face of recovery and triumph. His long-range strikes and tireless energy carried England to their only World Cup in 1966. Decades later, his sportsmanship and humility remained the gold standard. Rooney and Kane followed in his footsteps, but Charlton defined what it meant to wear the 3 lions. And across the North Sea, another man changed football itself. Johan Cruyff, Netherlands. Johan Cruyff was football's philosopher. He led the Netherlands to the 1974 World Cup final, introducing the world to total football, a system where every player could switch positions fluidly. Cruyff didn't just play the game, he reinvented it, later shaping Barcelona's entire identity. Van Basten, Gullit, and Bergkamp were brilliant, but Cruyff was the blueprint for modern football. And if the Dutch created the blueprint, Uruguay brought back old-school spirit. Diego Forlan, Uruguay. Diego Forlan reignited Uruguay's footballing pride. At the 2010 World Cup, his stunning long-range goals won him the Golden Ball, and a year later, he led them to Copa America victory. Forlan was elegance mixed with determination, a player who carried a small nation to big stages. Suarez and Cavani scored more, but Forlan reminded the world that Uruguay's fighting heart still beats strong. And speaking of small nations punching above their weight, Belgium finally had their own superstar era. Eden Hazard, Belgium. At his best, Eden Hazard was unplayable. Fast, fearless, and unpredictable, he danced through defenders with ease. Leading Belgium's golden generation, he helped them finish third at the 2018 World Cup, their best result ever. Kevin De Bruyne may be the brains, Lukaku the muscle, but Hazard brought the sparkle. For a few glorious years, he made Belgium one of the most exciting teams in the world, and if Hazard's magic defined Belgium's rise, Croatia's leader turned a tiny nation into global finalists. Luka Modric, Croatia. Luka Modric is the definition of resilience and class. From a childhood during war to becoming Ballon d'Or winner, he carried Croatia to the 2018 World Cup final, and again to the semi-finals in 2022. Modric plays with calm precision and endless stamina, proving size means nothing in football. Schuker and Rakitic were stars, but Modric turned Croatia into a footballing miracle. And while Modric led through humility, Sweden's icon led through confidence. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Sweden. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is Sweden's showman and its greatest ever player. Towering, skillful, and unpredictable, Zlatan scored over 500 career goals and did it with unmatched style, scorpion kicks, volleys, and pure audacity. He brought swagger and belief to a quiet football nation. Henrik Larsson was consistent and Nordahl was a legend of the past, but Zlatan was the brand of modern Swedish football. And when you talk about strikers, few have been as efficient as Poland's number 9. Robert Lewandowski, Poland. Robert Lewandowski is Poland's football machine. Precise, disciplined, and ruthless in front of goal, he's their all-time top scorer and one of the most clinical finishers of his generation. Over 600 goals, multiple golden boots, and countless records, Lewandowski brought Poland back into international relevance. Banik and Lato gave them glory in the 70s and 80s, but Lewandowski defined consistency in the modern era. From Eastern Europe's precision, we move to Scandinavian elegance. Michael Laudrup, Denmark. Michael Laudrup is one of the most graceful players ever to touch a football. His dribbling and vision made him the creative force of Barcelona's dream team, and his influence shaped Denmark's golden generation. Though he missed the 1992 Euro-winning squad, his style and intelligence laid the foundation for their success. Peter Schmeichel was Denmark's wall, Christian Eriksen is their modern maestro, but Laudrup remains the artist everyone still talks about. And from Europe's artists, we move to Latin America's first superstar. Hugo Sanchez, Mexico. Hugo Sanchez was Mexico's first true global icon. With his acrobatic finishes and relentless goal scoring at Real Madrid, he proved Mexican players could dominate in Europe. He won 5 straight Pichichi trophies as Spain's top scorer, an incredible achievement even today. Cuauhtemoc Blanco had flair, Rafa Marquez brought leadership, but Sanchez showed the world that Mexican footballers could be world-class. And from North America's pioneer, we move to Asia's rising stars. Keisuke Honda, Japan. Keisuke Honda gave Japan its footballing identity on the global stage. His free kicks, confidence, and clutch goals, scoring in 3 straight World Cups, made him a hero back home. Honda combined discipline with swagger, representing Japan's belief that it could compete with anyone. Nakata opened the door, Kagawa added flair, but Honda led Japan's golden years with courage and style. And just next door, another Asian star took that dream even further. Son Heung-min, South Korea. Son Heung-min isn't just South Korea's GOAT. He's Asia's global ambassador, a Premier League superstar and one of the most two-footed forwards in the world. Son blends blistering pace with deadly finishing. His goal that knocked Germany out of the 2018 World Cup became a national moment. Park Ji-sung inspired the pathway, but Son showed that an Asian forward could truly compete among football's elite. And from Asia's pride, we finish in Africa with a man who played football like music. JJ Okocha, Nigeria. JJ Okocha was pure entertainment. His step-overs, flicks, and creativity turned football into art. A hero of the 1996 Olympic gold-winning team and starred for Nigeria in multiple World Cups, Okocha brought joy to every fan who watched him play. He inspired a whole generation across Africa to play with freedom. Kanu and Olise were greats too, but JJ made football feel magical. And while he entertained the world, another man made an entire country fall in love with the sport itself. Landon Donovan, United States. Landon Donovan is the face of American soccer's rise. For over a decade, he led the US national team with goals, assists, and leadership. His stoppage time winner against Algeria in 2010 remains one of the most emotional moments in World Cup history. Donovan proved that American players could shine globally, paving the way for the new generation led by Christian Pulisic. He didn't just represent a team, he represented belief in a country where football was still finding its place. And those are the greatest players from the world's most iconic footballing nations. Different continents, different eras, but one thing connects them all. Each carried the hopes of their country and left a legacy that still inspires the next generation. Which countries do you want to see next? Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you will love this one.